What is up? It is me. It is I. I am the greatest there is, the greatest there was, and the greatest there ever will be. I am greatness personified. Myself. Yes, yes, Stoney greatness. And you think I'm here alone, but I'm not. I'm not, because we got the fancy shindigs going on. Oh, thank you. Oh, look at this. Look at this. Yeah, y'all think I'm here alone, but I'm not. No, because we got all the fancy production values added in. Yes, because I am here with the man of the hour. The myth. The legend. The conqueror. The activist. The educator. The innovator. The procrastinator.
I was prepared today.
So show some respect and bend the knee, because they come from all across the world to see the man who wears the crown that hangs 2 inches from the ground. Oh yes, he is your king. He is my king. He is King Kevyn. Oh, over here. This way. It's this way. It's this way. Yeah. Yeah. How you doing?
Listen.
You doing a whole Brady Bunch thing?
Listen. You're crazy.
I know.
This is what's up. What's up, everybody? Thank you guys for joining another awesome episode of the Great Mind Show. This man's a loser. It's so backwards.
I know.
It's backwards.
It is so backwards.
He's actually sitting on this side of me.
Yeah.
But the camera, yeah, okay, anyway.
Like he's this side, but I've
Look,
got to go over
we
here.
acting like little kids in the kids'
I
store
know.
right
This is
now.
so cool. This is weird, but okay.
Thank you for another... thank you for joining us for another episode of the Great Mind Show. We are still doing our review of RuPaul's Drag Race Season 15. But before we get into any of that or our side stories, please go like, comment, subscribe, and share this video with someone so that we can get more people watching and engaged in our conversation, which we will ask you guys for your input at some point or another. All right. So, I don't know if you've actually been paying attention. Stoney and I have been talking about how for some reason, it seems like RuPaul's Drag Race episodes are just getting shorter. Like, they're cutting segments in half. They're not really giving us what they usually give us. And then it was brought out that they made some time constrictions to accommodate the real friends of WeHo. Now, let me just say, not only were we not satisfied or happy with this, but a lot of the fans... Hell, some of the cast members of the Real Friends of WeHo are not happy about it.
Nope.
What the is going on?
Yeah, no. And it turns out that apparently not all the cast was filled in as to the nature of the show that they were filming, or what it was going to be called and how it was going to be ran, or even where it was going to be aired. So a lot of them were in the dark. And now I have not seen it. I have not watched an episode. From what I gather from reading some reviews is that, you know, it is kind of evident that that each person is doing something different.
Yeah.
You know, within the realms of the show. Like they're on a different, like each one is doing their own show, but it doesn't kind of fit together.
Yeah, it's not cohesive.
You know, and then they try to ring it all together, and then it just doesn't work. So yeah, like
So I have watched a little bit of the first episode. I ended up falling asleep. I'm not, no shade to the show. I was just tired of watching the show. Anyway, the show is not giving. You can tell that some of these people are like clueless to not only what the show is about, but who each other are. The cast didn't really know each other, let alone become the real friends of WeHo. So, my opinion, I don't know how much you want to get into some of the details of the story, but in my opinion, this show is not worth it to be taking time away from a show that everyone already loves and adores. I feel like we should scratch them out, because it's not benefiting anybody but maybe producers on MTV. it's not hurting. I mean, it's not really. I don't think it's helping anybody's brand. When I first saw the episode in Todrick went on, because that's a whole conversation. I think everything that he did in his segment was talk about how the internet is bashing him and is unfair and blah 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 blah.
I'm the victim.
Yeah.
Todrick called the victim.
So, yeah, that's a little bit weird. And I'm like, I will never get this time back.
I know. It's a waste.
Yes. I don't even know how much more I want to cover this story after this. Unless we get the news that they've been canceled.
And honestly, I think that it is, but I think that people are going to tune in to see the train wreck that it is, and then the executives are going to misconstrue that with people do like it. No,
right.
There's a difference.
I'm pretty sure that they can hear the audiences saying, we don't want this. We don't like this. This isn't doing what we thought it was going to do.
No.
First off, the promo for it happened so quick. We didn't even know it was coming until like the last minute. So it feels like it was put together.
So like a week before, RuPaul started airing. Like it was like, next week. Like it was right after the first episode. Next week. And in between,
I think it was kind of like, hey, we need to tie this to RuPaul's Drag Race for it to get any type of traction. And unfortunately, that was a bad move.
And it's not, because the ratings report is out. There is a big time, and I'm talking 200, at least 200 million viewer drop.
Wow.
From RuPaul's Drag Race down to, or 200,000. I'm not sure what the number is.
That's still a lot of people.
But it's a dramatic decrease where they would have 300 some odd thousand viewers, and then boom, Real Friends of WeHo would only have 100,000 or 102, 106,000, and then when Untucked comes on an hour later, it jumps back up to 265 thousand or million viewers. I don't know, but it's that dramatic of a drop and a jump to where is it worth it? And for MTV and the network executives, they have to now think about, hey, that's prime advertising real estate there.
So it kind of feels like, hey, everyone's on this bandwagon, this gay bandwagon. We're doing RuPaul's Drag Race. We have the ballroom shows. We have Pose. Let's give them a reality show on a major network. And I feel like it was just like, we're going to put it. And now, we've talked about this a lot on our show, but I think this is legitimately what it is. They're pushing the gay agenda.
Now, let me MTV, you want a show that will galvanize, and you want to do something that will galvanize yourself and really endear yourself to the gay community. Real Friends of WeHo gets canceled. You pick up Legendary.
Yes.
If you pick up Legendary, when I tell you, you will maintain a good chunk of that viewership. And then it gives you, you know what I mean? Because you can take that RuPaul formula of Untucked and apply it to Legendary. Show us what's going on in the backstage of that. You know what I mean? Give us a Legendary Untucked.
I went to church and had orgasm on that one. Yo.
I don't understand. Y'all need to comment and subscribe and share this, because we should be network executives. We should be network executives. Especially heading up a gay division, because we would bring in the viewers.
Seriously, that is literally the perfect thing. Yeah, because right now, Real Friends of WeHo feel so disingenuous to us. As who does this really connect with? It don't even connect with the cast.
Yeah, no,
they don't even connect with the real show.
Todrick Hall was a bad choice. It's like milk on a hot summer day. Bad choice. Don't want to drink that. Drink some water, some Gatorade. All right, but not milk.
Get you some electrolytes.
Yeah. Todrick Hall is milk on a 96-degree day.
Stop. We're not going to do that to Toddy. Okay. We're not going to do that to Toddy. For one way or another, the fans have spoken.
Yes.
MTV, we don't need it. Again, pick up Legendary. Bring us back what we want.
Yes.
It's worth it. Your ratings will go up.
Real Friends of WeHo.
Bye.
Sashay.
Sashay away. Yes. Oh, I'm so gay. Oh, I'm so gay. But
Yes.
RuPaul's Drag Race,
Mm-hmm.
season 15, episode 6, Shantae, you stay.
Yes.
So
let's dive in.
there were a couple things with this. Who was this judge? This guest judge, because she was funny.
She's some comedy person, some comedy white lady. I'm sorry.
A comedy white, not Amy Schumer.
No, not Amy Schumer or Tina Fey or Amy Poehler or
What's that girl name?
Doggone it. I can see
on
her.
top
Kristen
of-
Wiig.
I'm thinking about the girl. What is her name? She's so vulgar, skinny, white girl, blonde hair. She's just so real and rough.
I don't know.
God.
Anna Faris?
No.
No? Okay.
No, it don't matter.
I don't know.
One way or another.
But she's not any of them.
She wasn't. All that to say, she's not none of them.
Yeah.
But she was funny.
Yeah.
We need to figure out what this woman's name is.
Yeah, I know. Go watch. Go if you know. Put it down in the comments. Correct us.
Anyway, so in this episode, the challenge was these 3 girl groups.
Yes. No mini challenge.
No mini challenge again, but they were 3 girl groups who were golden.
Yes. The Golden Girl Group Challenge.
And they had a musical act that they had to do. And it was the choice between hip hop, rock, and country. And everybody was like up in the air about this rock, but one team, because they picked their own teams, and the one team picked hip hop. I brought them out first. So there's Lucy LaDuca, that was Anitra, that was Jax and Robin Fierce. And then we had team Sasha Colby.
Keep looking off in the wrong direction.
Sasha Colby.
Because they're going to be like, why is he looking over there?
Malaysia Baby Doll Fox.
Look over there.
Spice. And Selena Estides.
Yes.
And then the other team.
That was the country.
No, actually.
Okay, so listen, right? In the workroom. In the workroom, I'm going to, you know what I mean. In the workroom. They one team settled on hip hop, which was, Anitra, Lucy LaDuca, Jax, and Robin Fierce. Then we had a tussle between the 2 other teams, a little workroom tussle, right?
Yes.
Between the 2 other teams, which for metal, okay, because they both wanted the metal one, all right. And so they argued about it, they fought about it. You know what I mean? I mean, not physically fought about it. They argued.
They had some words.
They had some words. All right. And then they ended up settling on putting some papers in a hat and basically drawing.
Well, wait. Let me talk about the other team and the whole controversy.
Go ahead.
So the other team would have been Mistress
looking
Isabella
looking over there.
Lux Noor London. Marsha. Hey, who was the last person in that group? Lucy? No, not Lucy.
What?
Was it Spice?
Yeah. The
Rock, no, Aura Mayari.
Yes.
No. Aura
so it was Spice, Aura, Sasha,
and
Malaysia in one group, and then you had Mistress, Lux,
I thought it was Marsha.
Marsha, yeah, and Estides in the other group. Yes.
Yeah, I got them all mixed.
Yes.
But
yes, we did.
All right. So
it's okay.
Mistress's group was going at it with Malaysia's group,
right?
Because they both wanted metal.
Yes.
And neither it was kind of shady the way Mistress's group was handling it. And Malaysia's group was kind of like trying to stay in their ground. There were 2 people in each group that really stood out: Mistress and Lux, who came off as bullies, and then Sasha and Malaysia, who was like, "No, you're not going to step over me." And Mistress and them were laughing like, "Okay, well, it's going to be whatever because we got rock or we got metal, so I guess you're going to have to figure it out and make it work." And everyone decided to draw the name of the genre from a hat. And let's just say Mistress and Lux had to do country. And they won. Malaysia and her girls.
Yes.
Now, this competition was kind of fun to me. Some I weren't very entertained by. Plenty I wasn't really entertained by. But it was fun because I got to see certain people shine. And some other people prove my theory correct. So, you want to talk about the 3 different performances?
So yeah, so with the country group, we had they came out and they were called the banjo bitches or something like that I don't know.
Oh, what's it? The basic pictures?
The banjo.
The basic bitches?
Banjo, yeah. Girls. I
they
thought
weren't
that
basic.
the
weren't
country
basic.
ones were by far to me the best performance. They were the most cohesive,
Yeah.
Their song, kind of rang together.
Yes, it was all tied together.
Mm-hmm.
Their look, the choreography, their acting, even their lyrics and stuff made more sense to me with theirs. You understood what they were saying.
Right.
Their lip syncs were on point. And in that group, to me, Mistress Isabel Brooks stood out.
Yep, she definitely stood out.
She is giving something that I know that she has.
Mm-hmm.
And again, she is not, well, she's actually growing on me now, but she was not one of my favorite queens at all. She's not somebody that I really like that. But she's growing on me because I'm starting to understand her more.
Mm-hmm.
I never doubted her talent. It was just her personality and stuff I just wasn't sure of. But now that I get where she's coming from a little bit more, she's becoming a favorite of mine.
Right. Mistress is having a very, very strong race. I think that, she's running a way more, I would say, noticeable, consistent race than other folks who have been consistent, you know what I mean, on a different level. And that's the thing. So Mistress Isabel Brooks has been consistent on this kind of level.
I feel like there's consistency like this, and then there's consistency like this.
Right. But then there's also where you come in and no, because honestly, I always felt like Mistress was up here. You know what I mean? Like she was always the strongest of
safe.
The consistent.
Yeah.
Yeah, the strongest of the safe. All right? Yes, totally. But she's definitely on an upward trajectory, which is different from people who are either on a consistent flatline performance or a consistent
decline.
And then or a slow decline.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, and we're starting to see that with some queens going in. But yeah, overall, I thought that Marsha had a decent performance in there.
Yeah,
she kind of faded to the back. Selena kind of stood out, but it was the nature of her rap and just her performance. She can command the stage.
I think her performance was on point. I think between her lyrics, her acting, her makeup, she did a really good job. Like she
was safe.
She was safe. She was definitely safe.
Yeah.
She was a strong safe even.
Yeah.
Lux.
Lux pleasantly surprised with her performance. I definitely thought that she was the second best behind the group behind Mistress Isabel Brooks. But
her drag is different, but I'm realizing that she's actually she's a strong contender.
She is. I can tell that she studied drag. Yeah. She's been watching Drag Race for a while.
Yes.
She understands the kind of drag that she's going for too. It's not like I would say where Amethyst's drag, where I don't think she discovered that wholesome commercial barista girl look that I think that she encapsulates and should what I mean.
I don't think that Lux should have that. Lux is
no. But what I'm saying is, I'm saying Amethyst didn't know like her lane like that. Like Lux knows that she is I don't want to say discount or anything else like that because it's a totally separate lane, but she is literally like if Simone was Barbie, right? Lux is Skipper.
Skipper, not her kid sister.
Huh?
Not her kid sister. Wasn't her sister named Stacy?
I thought it was Skipper. I thought Stacy was the friend.
Probably. I don't know. But one way or another, I feel like Lux is
different doll. Same like dolls, but different kind of doll.
different aesthetic.
Yeah,
Slightly different.
Yeah,
aesthetic.
yeah, and that's what I'm getting. And that's strong company because I'm very, very particular. I love Simone. Love Simone. Like Simone is going to go down as probably being the best model, winner of the drag races. Like she's modeling. She's taking over the world as far as modeling goes. Like regular modeling. Yeah. So yeah. Simone is getting it. So.
Lux has something special.
I think she has those type of bones. I'm not taking anything away from her. You know what I mean? It's just that I feel like again her youthful arrogance, rubs people the wrong way.
That is really weird because that's not something that I'm bothered by. Mm-hmm. And she was a mean girl with Mistress Isabel Brooks this past episode. She was one of the mean girls, and it didn't bother me. Usually, I'm like bothered by people. I don't know what it is. I have a thing for Lux right now. I think that she is going to own this competition. I've said this from the beginning. She's the silent assassin. And speaking of assassins, there's something I want to say when we get to the end of this conversation.
So those are the banjo girls or the banjo bitches. We don't know. But let us know in the comments what their names were. Now, then we're moving on to the metal group. All right, the metal group consisted of Sasha Colby, Aura Mayari, Malaysia Baby Doll Fox, and Spice. Okay, seems like a good little mix. All right. First off, we're gonna start at the bottom. We're gonna start at the bottom when it comes to the metal group. Okay, and that song seemed like like the producer Leland definitely said it was the hardest song to pick, because of the energy that you got to bring and you got to maintain it throughout the whole thing. And I get it. Did they accomplish that? I thought one person did, very much so. But I thought that the worst person in the group was Malaysia Baby Doll Fox.
Yeah.
First off, exactly. I know you agree because we are in a drag. We are in a drag competition, sir.
Yes, we are.
And we are in a drag competition. This is not Snatch Game Challenge, right?
I get it.
So why the hell is it that we have a drag queen coming on the stage looking like dead James Brown, supposed to be an old lady? You mean to tell me your old lady is dead James Brown? Look at that performance.
I get it. Heavy metal is supposed to be like dark or whatever.
Nothing more heavy than more metal than dead James Brown.
Y'all look like zombies.
It was dead James Brown up there performing.
She looked like she was in the casket for like 2 months. Sorry, Malaysia, because I like Malaysia, but it's interesting. I'm starting to like Mistress more and Malaysia less.
I like Mistress. I've been on that. I was on that from. I'm just gonna go forward.
Yeah, go forward. It's okay.
I've been on that since what I mean.
Yeah.
So
But yeah, so I don't. I don't know. I wasn't really feeling this group. Now again, we know Sasha. Well, you said from the worst to the best. So Malaysia.
Yeah.
Spice.
Because I have a tie for the second, the least worst.
Oh
is
yeah,
what
yeah,
I would say. I would have a tie.
No, you're right.
Spice and Aura were not at all good. Enough for me. You know what I mean? And Aura more so than Spice. Spice, I was expecting what I got from Spice. I think that's the thing that turned me off with Spice was that I think that Spice forgot that she was an old lady.
Yeah, she definitely did.
And you still got to do that illusion, and there's a point in time where you can drop down and get your eagle on.
Because they all did it at some point or another, but they maintained their character.
Right, but you never established the illusion that you were an old lady, and you never even sprinkled it in throughout the time. You know what I mean? It could be one thing you started off with the adrenaline, and then all of a sudden it's like like something. You know what I mean? Play it up some. But no. And then you had Aura Mayari, which. It didn't make sense to me.
None of her performances ever make sense to me.
Yeah, and she comes off like I get that I'm watching a guy in drag, but again, like the masculine poses, the masculine, you know what I mean?
Outfits, the looks. It's like in the challenges, all of them have been very masculine, and the runway, all of the looks have been the same, just a different fabric.
I think in her runway this week with the glasses, she's worn those at least 2 other times this season. Like, lady, come on. Like, and hey, you don't gotta, you know what I mean? You don't gotta have a lot of money. You don't gotta have a lot of money. I tell you what, because there's a place here in our area, Cowtown. Name brand stuff, cheap as crap. You don't gotta have money. Get accessories. You can go to your swap meet, which is what Cowtown is. Everywhere has a swap meet.
It's not even that. It's just a matter of
accessorizing. Knowing how to accessorize, and then not using the same ones.
Do something
have them in different colors.
So my thing is don't even tell me that this is like, oh, this is just one of my signature looks. It don't come out. It don't read that way.
No,
it don't read that
looks
way.
like you ran out of ideas.
And
I do gotta say the garment though, the runway garment was very nice.
That was cute.
It was very, very nice.
It was more in theme than some other girl.
Right, yeah.
Not even girl, some other girl.
Yeah.
Which we'll get to in a few moments.
And so, like, and then Sasha Colby, the best. Like, the best.
At some point, she had to take control of the group because it's like, okay, y'all little girls don't know what y'all doing. Let me show you because y'all not going to mess me up. And you mean
her performance was definitely outside of the box from, typical, you could go look up Sasha Colby's performances online and stuff like that. And the performance that she gave to us with this Golden Girl Metal Group was definitely different.
Yeah.
And showed that she has range and has the bona fides to honestly and genuinely be labeled as a true frontrunner, because we've never labeled anybody. You know what I mean? King Kevyn and I have not labeled anybody true frontrunners. That's going to change today. At least I know greatness is.
Yeah,
you know. And spoiler alert, Sasha Colby's in that conversation.
Yeah, no brainer.
So, and I think that she, definitely affirmed herself as the front runner with her performance, both on the runway, because her runway was absolutely stunning. Like, again, she is winning the runway.
Yes.
Like,
their theme was tie dye to die for.
Right.
So they all had something tie dye inspired, and a lot of them were really creative, and I really enjoyed.
But they weren't tie dye. A lot of them.
A lot of them weren't tie dye,
or tie dye enough.
Right.
Yeah.
And you have so much room because, to Aura's credit, the outfit was tie dye, but it was so different.
It was different, yeah.
What everybody else did, everyone did the rainbow. Mostly everyone else did the rainbow colors,
bright colors. You know what I mean?
And it was more like a dark outfit with bleach stained tie dye.
Yeah,
it was really cool.
Yeah, definitely more earth tony and stuff like that. Definitely a great little risk that she took there, and it paid off for her. But yeah, again, Sasha Colby, best best runway look of the night. Like she won. She's continuing to win the runway.
The strongest, yeah. She's always stood out. She's always on point with her runway and her challenges. But like her runway is definitely stunning.
Yeah. So that was the metal group. Moving on to the hip hop group. I don't even remember what their name was. I thought it was pretty clever too when I heard it, but then that performance totally just wiped it away from memory.
So I'd rather start with the strongest in this one, Lucy LaDuca.
Oh yeah. Let's start with the strongest.
She was the strongest one in that.
Yes.
Group. She rapped.
Yes.
As an old woman.
As an old lady.
It was hilarious.
It was so hilarious.
It was hilarious.
She had the voice and everything.
She had the look. She was the most convincing that she was an old lady. In her costume, her body language, her voice.
And her padding.
Yes. She's, again, a girl who knows what she's doing. And we're excited to see it.
Yes.
All right. It's downhill from there.
Yeah, so Lucy LaDuca obviously the best from the hip hop ones. I would say that it is severely downhill, and I mean it is a gap between Lucy and everyone else, and it pains me because one of my favorite queens is in this group.
Wait! It's like if you're flying a kite and has a tail with the little ribbons on it, like Lucy LaDuca is the kite, and they're the little tail feathers.
But there's no little ribbons until you get to the very end.
Yeah, it's like almost back where the person holding the kite is.
Right.
That's how far apart their competition is right now, and it's sad.
Yeah.
Now tell me,
as far as the performance, as far as the level of performance and quality of performance with this challenge, yeah.
All of them are legitimately wearing the same outfit, just in different colors.
Yeah.
They all had these like really big padded butts,
Mm-hmm.
and these sneakers that lit up at the bottom. Now that was cute.
Mm-hmm. Screamed hip hop girl group, you know.
A grandma hip hop girl group, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
But it was like after the look, only Lucy LaDuca showed up.
Yeah.
Let's talk about your girl.
Yeah. So yeah, I would say that the second, the least worst, after talking about the best as far as Lucy LaDuca, the least worst was Anitra, and it pains me to say this because I'm an Anitra fan. I love her look. I think that she is gorgeous. I think
true.
that, you know, she is definitely what I would call a polished drag queen.
Yes.
You know, and has the bones and potential to win this competition. You know, but I feel like she has been resting on the laurels of the first win. Mm-hmm. You know, and now it's starting to be a little bit more obvious, you know,
I say
especially
that,
with this competition and her performance in this episode.
She had a good day in that first episode, because
and now it's starting to look like she just had a good day.
She's not on a steep decline, but she's consistently on a decline.
Mm-hmm.
And she's no longer in my top 5, which we'll get to that a little bit later. But she's still,
and that's respectable. Like I can't fault anybody for that.
But she's
not the
still
case with me. We'll get into that, but you know,
she's still a strong performer, but she's not at the top of the game at the moment.
I totally understand, and again, Anitra has put herself in a position to where you can make that case
now,
legitimately.
I want to say something about her, because in my book, she's safe, but the way the episode played out, she could easily take the role of the person that just left.
Yeah, she could have. She easily could have. We'll get into that. Now, Anitra, second best performance or least worst performance of that group.
Worst.
And now we get into the worst performances of
two other people,
the rap group, the hip hop group, and they're the worst. They were the worst performances of that entire group, equally, in my opinion. Robin Fierce was just bland. Jax, as always, bland. Like,
I think everyone is like doing the competition, and Jax be in her own world doing her own thing. That's like, did you even hear? Like, how does this tie into?
Runway was absolutely atrocious. I didn't get tie-dye. I got Nickelodeon slime monster.
Was it Ross Matthews who said, I got Donald Trump's spray tan?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, Donald Trump spray tan.
Yeah.
Yeah, I got Nickelodeon slime monster.
Yeah.
Like, that's what I got.
I got Stoney shirt. But no, it didn't make sense. I liked her hair. That's the only thing I liked about her outfit on the runway.
The hair was nice. I think that if it was a darker green, it would have looked better on her skin. And again, you have to take into account. I think that Jax thinks that anything looks great on anybody, and power to her if that's her eye. But you have to understand that, you know, there is a certain level of color palette, fashion type understanding, knowing what colors work best with your skin tone, knowing what colors pop and everything else like that. I can wear this color because it looks great on me. You know what I mean? And so, you know, I don't like this particular color didn't look great on you, Jax. So don't wear it. So, you know, hey, but it works for me. Doesn't work for you, and that's okay.
It's okay.
That's okay.
We're not mad that you don't use that color on your skin anymore.
Yes.
We'll not be upset at all.
Yes, there are certain tan colors, you know, and I love tan, but I can't wear it because then it'll look like Mr. Hanky, you know, Mr. Hanky, the park ranger. Like, you know, no one wants that.
Then we have Miss Robin Fierce, which you did mention her.
Mm-hmm. Equally as bad.
I've said for a while she's a little too safe.
Mm-hmm.
And this performance tonight was like, that's the bottom of safe, sweetheart. And you know, I think you're gorgeous. I think you do have something to offer.
Runway looked great. Wasn't enough tie-dye. But the dress was flowy and beautiful, fabulous. And her hair looked amazing. Makeup, nice shoe. Like, she looked amazing. Too. Yeah, purple and pink. It was great.
But again, when it came to the outfit, everyone showed up, and then you just disappeared. Well, not everyone, because Jax didn't, but Robin showed up for the outfit piece and forgot everything else. Mm-hmm. I forgot to mention about your girl Anitra not knowing all the lip sync.
Oh yeah, she definitely, because, and that's a problem. That's a problem.
It wasn't just Anitra though, Robin as well. I don't know if you noticed.
Yeah,
a lot of times Robin, instead of doing her own lip sync that she wrote, she would turn her back and walk away, and like you almost missed half of her performance because she's not like.
And also during and yes, so needless to say, the bottom two.
Ended up being in the bottom.
Yes. So the bottom three, you know what I mean, that RuPaul kept on stage was Anitra, Jax, and Robin Fierce.
Stop. Y'all heard that? Anitra, Jax, and Robin Fierce.
Those were the bottom three.
So let's talk about, before we talk about the oh, he would call me right now.
It's okay. He'll be right back. He'll be right back. And he's ready right back.
So, and see, that threw me off. I know what I was about to say. I just forgot how I was going to get to it. The fact that you got those three queens. I said, let's talk about who won.
Mm-hmm. Yes. So, the tops, all right, based off of the runway, and keep in mind, RuPaul says this, based off of your runway looks and your challenge performances, I've made some decisions. Apparently, these decisions were fueled by some kind of drugs or fumes.
Michelle
or something.
Told her, I'm glad you got cataracts because girl, you ain't seeing straight.
Yeah, she called that. Michelle did because the cataracts were acting up tonight. So the top three were. Because see, I'm just blinded by the winner.
I don't remember.
Hold up, Sasha Colby. I know Sasha was up there. Ora Mayari was up there. In the top looks, okay? Who the heck else was there?
I don't remember. I don't remember who the top looks were. With Sasha or
Lux was not up there. No, Lux was safe.
I can't remember. I literally just watched this like an hour before we started.
But yeah, no, that's because it was just crazy. It was just crazy. So, needless to say, right now, keep in mind, right, that the tops, right? We just said the two of the tops, right? Ora Mayari and Sasha Colby. Okay, now you guys follow the show. You guys understood and heard our remarks and our understanding of the show and the performances and everything, right? With the remarks and the critiques that we just gave, you could just infer, even if you haven't seen the show, just be like, oh, okay, well, I guess Sasha Colby won because they talking about her as a front runner and everything else, and she did great and everything, and it just makes sense. It makes sense, right? No, apparently RuPaul, right, or the producers, whoever, decided to give away a win today because Ora Mayari was your winner, okay? Yes, we said it, gave away a win. And if you're going to give away a win to anybody, RuPaul, you should have gave it to Mistress Isabel Brooks. Because she's the one that deserved it. More so than anybody else. And then if you wanted to give a win, if Sasha Colby won the goddamn challenge, then give her the goddamn challenge win.
Although Aura's outfit was cute on the runway, there's no way it was better than Sasha Colby's outfit.
And there was no way that her performance was better than Sasha Colby's in there. Now, and I don't care. And then you put Bianca Del Rio on the pit stop in the most uncomfortable position because I feel like Bianca was trying to speak her mind in a way, but not necessarily because she has to toe the line because it's like, the official show and everything else like that.
Come on our show, Bianca, because we got you. We can say what we want on ours.
And I think that she loved Aura's, the one thing is clear, Bianca did love Aura's runway. You know what I mean? She made that clear on the pit stop. But her performance It was different from Aura's, but was it better than Sasha Colby's? No, and everyone agreed. Mariah was her guest this week. Mariah, yeah. I mean, Mariah's questionable because she thought Selena Estites was the best one of everybody. And Mariah, okay. Balenciaga. Think about that. Okay. But, yeah. So Aura Mayari wins.
With this.
Yeah.
She's the challenge winner. And now, here's my thing to that. When we come up with our scores and rankings for the queens, something that we take into consideration is how did they do in their challenge, their runway, the workroom situation, all that good stuff. And one of the bigger things that we use is who wins the maxi challenge, because certain girls just never reach that. Now, Lucy LaDuca deserves it. Sasha Colby deserves it. Lux Noir London deserves it. Even, I'd say, Anitra, she earned that. She deserves that. Those are 4 girls out of 5 who actually earned that win. Aura Mayari is beneath alright. Aura, we love you.
Out of drag.
We love you as a person. Out of drag. So I don't want it to come off like we're tearing you down. Jump just like that. Just like that. So we're not trying to tear you down, but I know, in the competition, the girls that are just there, they easily, any of them. And then out of the top, we love you, but that belongs to Sasha. That win belongs to Sasha. So I say all that to say is, Ru's credibility for me, when it comes to picking winners right now, the maxi challenges, it's a little shot, because I cannot fathom me putting Jax in my top 5. Not Jax, Aura or Jax, but Aura in my top 5 right now.
Right. Yeah. No. Aura has not earned placement in my top 5 either. Even with this challenge win, I definitely feel like the judges' deliberations not being there, definitely.
I don't.
Convolutes
there's no justification for that one. So I know, a lot of times,
I mean, at least we would have heard that. That's the thing. At least we would have heard some type of, understanding behind this particular decision, because this particular decision, let's be real, it seems like it's coming out of nowhere. Especially with Aura,
there's no way to justify it. It's unjustifiable. Yeah. I know a lot of times in production,
and I think that the deliberations would fill in that.
But look, hold on. The way they do production, a lot of times they kind of put someone in a spotlight to make them look more of a winner, and they'll feature a person more. Like on Snatch Game, there's a lot of people who didn't get featured much, but they already knew who was going to win, so they kind of built a story with these people. There has not been anything that I've seen in Untucked, that I've seen from the pit stop, that I've seen in any performance that would justify Aura being the winner. I'm just not seeing it. We should move on to our tops, middles, and bottoms, or whatever. So, I'm going to start with my girl that's at the very bottom. Or
the verses.
Huh?
Verses.
You want to do the verses? Yeah. Okay. So, at the top of that list, closest to the top 5, for me, is Selena Estites. She's a good performer. There's little things here and there that I don't like about her, or I don't like about her aesthetic more so. But she's been safe. She's been good. And if I was to say that she had a trajectory, it is inclining a little bit. So she's at the top of my first girls.
Okay.
Who you got?
I have Mistress Isabel Brooks as my most safe, safe queen. I do think that her trajectory is going up. She's on the steepest incline of the queens right now. Yes. I think that she has the most momentum, especially going into getting her first challenge win. Of all the queens that don't have a challenge win,
hell, shit, you should have gave it to Mistress before you gave it to Aura. Come on.
Yeah, that's what I said. Yep.
Mm-hmm. Anyway, go ahead. I'm sorry.
But yeah, I think that she has the most momentum of the queens that didn't win a challenge to win a challenge. So But yeah, that's who I have as my most safe. Right outside my top 5 queen. Yeah.
Following my most safe is Anitra. Now, hear me out. I don't feel like she's doing enough to get out of this safe space. Like, I've kept her in the top 5 maybe the first couple of weeks because she was the first person to win a challenge, and those challenges mattered at some point. But there's no way I can justify her decline, them giving Aura a win, and like there's no way I can justify keeping her in my top 5. So Selena just stands out a little bit more to me than she does at this moment. So Anitra is my next. Who do you got?
I have Spice as my mid safe queen. I think, but I want everyone to understand that between Mistress Isabel Brooks and Spice is a very, very large gap, as far as I'm concerned, in the quality of the race that they are having. It's going to take a lot for Spice and anyone else that I mentioned after Spice and into my bottom 3 to break into that area, because they're really behind. Like, there is a very noticeable gap in the race, all right, between Mistress Isabel Brooks and my top 5, because there is there is a gap between Mistress Isabel Brooks and the lower 3 of my top 5. You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. But they're in a pack. Honestly, the lower 3 of my top 5 and Mistress Isabel Brooks, they're in a pack. Yeah. And then we have the front runners, but then you have everyone else back here, and they're in a pack, and that's how I feel the race is going.
I feel the same way.
And Spice right now is right now leading that pack of people that are behind, the lollygaggers.
Yeah, that's a good way to put it, like the lollygaggers.
So, for me, yeah.
So the next position, which is like right outside of the bottom, for me would be Spice. I feel like Spice is doing something that I expected that she would do, and I predicted. I said she has to stand on her own 2 feet now that Sugar's gone, and she's starting to develop her own, or at least show us who she is from the beginning that we didn't get a chance to see because she was in her sister's shadow, or they were shadowing each other, whatever the case may be. But she's now in a safe space, and that's not good enough with the competition the way it is right now. Like, there's too many people safe, and they're just going to get picked out one by one. And I think outside of the girls that are in the complete bottom, Spice has is at the largest risk of being back in the bottom and being eliminated. All right, so your bottom 3.
Well, no. This.
Oh, you got to do your last person.
Yeah, my last, or the least of the safe, the worst of the safe. All right, and the only reason why this person is in this position right now is because they got the win this week. All right, that just nudged them just enough to knock somebody else down into my into my personal bottom 3. That doesn't mean that they are, the worst. It's just that as far as to the quality of the race that they are running, or that win kind of gives her a little boost. It's like Mario Kart a little bit. You know what I mean? Sometimes you hit the little box and you get the star sometimes.
Right.
Like, or you got the star, but it didn't get her all the way to first place. Okay? Because you have some laps like that in Mario Kart.
That star was broken. That's like when you speeding by and you think you're about to get it, but then you too far over it. And you try to get back over, somebody knock you back over. Because you didn't deserve that.
Yeah, no.
Sorry, I feel bitter about it.
Yeah, so hopefully hopefully this may spur something that justifies you winning it, or continuing to win or something like that. But right now you're sitting on the outside of my bottom 3. And it's not by much. When I tell you that it is that, like, Spice is ahead by a nose, like literally a human nose, okay? Or Mayuri is just behind her, right? Just behind her by a nose. Like, and then my bottom 3, they're all separated by hairs, like, from each other. So it's a pack down at the bottom, and then there's a big old chunk of space And then, you know, you got Mistress Isabel Brooks, my lower three, and then there's another chunk of space, and then you got my front runners. But, you know, that's me. So, your bottom, King.
So, I'm just going to start with a girl I said I liked at one point. And I still like her, mostly. But it's Malaysia Baby Doll Fox. She is number 3 to go home for me. She just isn't doing enough.
So she's the most safe of your bottom.
Yeah, she's the most safe of my bottom 3. Who do you have?
I have Selena Estites as the most safe of my bottom 3. I don't think that she did enough to get out of my bottom 3 this week. And you know, and it's mainly and me personally, drag is, to me, you have to be, in order to perfect drag, the whole idea of drag, honestly, is like putting yourself, like, to me, it would be putting yourself in an uncomfortable position because of the fact that you are a man who is, you know, putting on the illusion of a female. And it takes a lot for a masculine form to give a feminine illusion, you know.
Talk to Jax. Jax knows all about that struggle.
Or two.
Yeah.
And the thing with, you know, the thing with Selena is that she kind of straddles that a little bit, but sometimes she falls on the wrong side of it. And I think that I think that she is just not, like, she tries a little bit too hard. You know, and you're already a big enough personality. So when you're trying hard, it just comes off as you being extra. You know what I mean? And in some cases, I think that she's extra. And I think that she needs to learn how to balance it and pull it back a little bit. You know what I mean? But also, you know, understand how to manipulate and give the illusion of the female form. Because, again, she comes off as, you know, a big old, you know, a gross sister. Like, you know, that's how her drag comes off to me, as a gross sister from the Proud family. Like, you know.
Yeah.
But even they got prettied up.
I like Selena Estites a lot more now than I did. Like, she's just like loud and raw, but I like her. But anyway, my next to go home, my middle girl in the bottom right now, is Jax. Because
middle girl in the bottom.
Yes, the middle girl in the bottom is Jax. Because she just, you know, I've been wanting her to, that's a shame. I've been wanting her to go home for a couple of weeks now. And her and the person that I have at my complete bottom are neck and neck. Anyone can go home first or second wouldn't make a difference to me. But just so that I can make a point about how the challenge win means shit diddly to me, Jax would be middle to go home. Now you can say who your bottom person is, which I probably just did.
Well, no, my middle person as far as my bottom 3 is Malaysia Baby Doll Fox. Reason why is because, again, you cannot come on the stage of a drag competition looking like dead James Brown woman and then call it an old lady. Mistress was right coming at your neck about your old lady makeup.
Yeah.
Because you ain't look old lady, you just look ugly man. Like, that's all it was.
Yeah.
And I get it that some old ladies look like ugly men.
But you're doing drag. You got control over the way you look.
And then make sure that comes across. Like, that you're doing an old lady who looks like an ugly man.
It just don't work.
Shucks. See Martin. With my mom.
Right. But I think that's the art in drag, learning how to hide those masculine qualities and come off as feminine as possible.
Yeah, but that's also over-accentuate the masculine ones that can be, you know, jokes and stuff like that. Because we all see Martin's mom's mustache, and it was a joke.
Right. Exactly.
Do something, like,
and
you know what I mean?
After a while, you just became so used to the mustache that you kind of, like, saw past it after a while. But...
yeah. So your bottom queen.
My bottom queen. We got 5 minutes to wrap this up soon. So I'm gonna be quick with this. My bottom queen is Aura Mayari. Because, like I said, it's between her and Jax. It could have been either one, but just to prove a point that I don't give about that win that she got, the challenge win that she got, because I don't think that it was deserved. I feel like Sasha should have gotten that win, and once again, Aura should have been in the bottom. So we know that this season or this episode, Robin Fierce was eliminated. I think that she's earned that elimination, but I think that she should not have been in the bottom to win that, to earn that elimination.
Right.
She shouldn't have been in that space. And if Rue's cataracts wasn't messing with her, Robin would still be here because Aura was lit.
True. I have Jax as my bottom queen. You said it best. Been rooting for Jax to go home. Don't like the Nickelodeon slime monster look. Did not like. I liked her hair.
Right.
In the challenge, but
the challenge.
Like those big old lady kinky braids that she had in gray. Like that was clever. Okay. You know, but like that was it. Like, and then she pulled out her, her graceful, backflip, and that we saw during the talent show during the lip sync. I'm like, we saw that lady now, get a new trick. Like,
that's something I wanted to talk about. You see what they do in their challenges, and it's like, oh, they could have done better, or that was great, or whatever the case was. 9 times out of 10, the normal drag performer is lip syncing. They don't have to do a sewing challenge. That they make what they need to make. If they can't make it, just go to someone else, and if they make it work. They're not being judged compared to 10 other girls if with so much on the line.
Right. I get it. Yeah.
I lost my train of thought with that.
Well, we're on the train to the top 5 now.
Yeah. Jax needs to go home.
Yeah, Jax needs to go. Jax needs to go.
And Aura.
Yes.
But anyway, my number 5 on my top 5 would be Marsha.
Agreed. She's number 5 on my top 5.
She's good and she's consistent. I didn't get her runway look at all. Like, she did white with like blood dripping, and then she had a bruise over her nose, so she's sticking to the Marsha.
She had the whole football thing, and it's like, lady.
Yeah.
What the fuck? We get it, but like, what the fuck?
Like, she does good in her challenges. Yeah. Like, she doesn't win none of them, but she does good in her challenges. So yeah, Marsha. Who do you got as 5?
Marsha. Same.
All right.
Number 4.
Mistress Isabel Brooke for me.
Oh.
Because she is standing out. She has not won a Maxi challenge, but again, those don't matter because Aura's won one. So she belongs, in my opinion, in the top 5. And she's done more in my eyes than Marsha has. So she's above Marsha. Number 4.
I don't disagree. I don't agree, but I don't disagree. All right. My number 4 is Anitra. I do think that she is on a decline, and that this week, her being in the bottom 3 definitely was a bad week for her. But I definitely think that after coming with that close call, it should awaken something in her, and this is definitely where I'm going to use my one potential chip, where you give somebody a boost based off of the potential that you think. And I haven't used it all drag season and mentioned potential or given people a boost off of potential. So I only get one. So I'm going to use it on Anitra because I believe in Anitra. And I think that, she's going to right the ship.
That's fair. But she needs to hurry up and do it.
Hey.
Because Robin was... So there's a group of girls that are like, I think are going to get picked off. Robin was hanging with Jax, Anitra. It's like... It's the safe girls. Like, they're not doing anything to stand out. They got their own little clique. It's cute.
I can see where you're going with that, and I can see where you're coming from.
But because they're all so safe, and then there's a group of girls who stands out, Anitra is slipping out of that. We stand out to that safe group. She slipped into that group, and talk about potential. Like, Bianca and Detox both deemed her as Baby Detox. So it's like, girls, step your stuff up.
Yeah,
Step it up.
especially if you're baby detox. With detox,
Because
yeah.
so it's not a thing of you're not polished. It's not a thing of you're not good. It's not a thing about you're not creative. You
It's
got
unleash
chops.
the beast, ladies.
Yes.
Yeah, like just go.
Because it'll get to a situation where you won't get a chance to show it because these other girls are coming for you.
Right. Number 3.
Number 3 for me is Lucy LaDuca.
Oh goodness, controversial.
Lucy LaDuca is in my number 3. She's one of the best girls on the show. But the only reason why I gave her number 3 instead of number 2 is because Lux is on an incline. Literally the only reason why. Because Lucy and Sasha just keep going back and forth. And in my opinion, Sasha's maintaining and Lucy's maintaining, but I gotta acknowledge Lux. Who's your number 3?
My number 3 is Lux Noir London. I think that she is definitely on an incline. I don't think that her incline is as exponential as Isabel Brooks. Like I said, I think she has the most momentum right now.
Right.
I think that Lux is definitely, riding the momentum of her design challenge win last week. And she is doing great. Yeah, her performance in the Banjo Girls was great. Her rap was great, Her old lady makeup, she looked like an old lady.
Her runway.
Her runway this week was
stunning.
Absolutely gorgeous.
It was stunning.
Absolutely gorgeous, yes. I definitely think that it showed, it had a lot of common thread lines with her win last week. Runway look with the cape and the long sleeves and everything, except it was a dress and not a pantsuit, or it was a short asymmetrical skirt, you know what I mean? So, starting to see a little bit of a pattern with her runway looks.
That's
Hopefully
true.
she can, zhuzh it up a bit.
Change it up a little bit. I'll be gunning for you next, Lux. I love you. Mm-hmm. But I'll be gunning for you next. I don't feel like there's a need to beat the dead horse. I said what I had to say about her. She's in my number 2 spot. Who do you have at number 2?
No, so my number 2, right, is Lucy LaDuca. Lucy is pristine. Like, her body, her face, her hair, her performances. Like, it was like she had that hiccup at the beginning, and where she let a little bit too loose, baby. She let loose, but
she quickly corrected herself.
Yeah, she tightened it up. Pulled that that charisma, uniqueness, nerve, and talent on tight, right on back. The snap back was real, right? And she. she is trudging on. And she is, and I'm gonna call it here. I'm the first one on the show to name a front runner. All right, Lucy LaDuca is a Stoney the Greatness front runner, first of the season.
I'll give her the same. I will give her the same, even though she's in my number 3 spot right now. It's not because she did anything wrong. I just think that I'm giving Lux a little bit more. She's definitely a front runner. And you want to say our number 1 at the same time because it's the same person?
Yes.
1, 2, 3.
Sasha Colby.
What can you say about her?
Number 1.
Yeah, like I still feel like it's that pretty girl privilege to some extent because she's
backing it up. That's the thing. She's backing it up right now.
She is. She's
this performance, like I don't think like it's so different.
It didn't stand out to me so much. I don't know. I would have given this challenge honestly to Mistress.
Like she went down with the gutter. She got down in the
showed
sickness
a different side of her
with the whole grunt. Like she took it to grunge. Like she went down here with that. Like you know what I mean?
Understood this,
like she was like she knew. Like and that's the thing. It blew me away. Like that's why it just blew me away. Like great job, Sasha. She is like I said. She is a front runner. Yes. She is a great. So the Great Minds Show 2. We have certified 2 drag queens as front runners, official front runners. All right, Lucy LaDuca, Sasha Colby.
Do we assign? We're not doing our top 4 yet. We're doing our top 4 after this next episode, right?
Yeah.
Okay. So there you have our ranking for this past season and why. Mm-hmm. But before we go,
yes,
because we have to go.
We do
to make some money.
Oh! You wanna? Where are you gonna be at?
Oh, I'm going to be at Bar X on Camac Street in Philadelphia, right off of 13th and Camac.
So if you are in Philadelphia and you want to see the crown that hangs
Stupid.
2 inches from the ground.
Unless you family or from church or something. I don't want y'all coming up in here.
Yeah, don't come up in there. Family and church. But anybody else, hey, come on. Show some love. Some dollars. All right?
Yeah.
Change don't make sense. All right? Dollars. All
But
right?
in the meantime, another way that you can support me is by going onto my website, KevynM.com,
It's over here.
and purchase your copy of A Life of Lust. Memoirs of the Porn. Stay on your camera. Move. A Life of Lust. Memoirs of the Porn Star, where I go into so much. It's a great book. It's a great read. And let's keep this going. Let's keep it going. Let's keep supporting. We love you guys so much. Thank you guys for joining the Great Minds Show. I'm not going to do something I ain't got no business doing by myself. Let's bring them back on.
Thank y'all for coming. God bless you. Good night.
Good night.